Hey people, how's it going? I just got home from the shop. Oh yeah. These ollies here, I can't believe that they're still making them. They're called the Pascal's pineapple lumps, and they're my childhood lollies. This is what I used to eat when I might have been only about 10 or 11, and they still are making them. So I've been like munching out on those. So, but anyhow, I just got home from doing my daughter's photo, Isabel, and I wanted to get that printed because so that's a photo. That's a photo of her and her dad. This is Danny's first child. I do have older children, but they come from my first marriage. And that is his first daughter, and also Daniel. She's going to be turning 16. I heard her. She was born on the 18th. She was born on the 18th of September. And she was born on the 18th of September. So the family and myself, unfortunately, Danny cannot be here because he's at work. So being his 16th birthday, the family and I, like me and my other children, also my grandchildren as well, we going to get together on Saturday and do a potluck lunch. And also I've ordered some helium balloons that I will be picking up on Friday. So I've ordered 16 of those. They're going to be gold and black. So I've got 16 of those balloons that I had to pick up on Friday. We're going to be letting those off after we celebrate her birthday. We can also get her favourite cake, which is the Freddo birthday cake. Still got half of my smoke. That was her favourite cake. So even though that we only had Isabel for 2 years in our life, people say it gets easier. Yes, it does. Yes, it does get easier as the years pass. But for me, every year, and especially at this time of the year, especially when it's her birthday and the day that we lost her, which is about 2 days before Christmas, it's always, and it always will be, the hardest for me of the year, especially when it comes to Isabel. Like I said, people, she was 2 years old. We lost her for a car accident. It wasn't that day to me will always be like a nightmare, I guess, because each time it comes to that day when we lost her, it was it was really painful. It was really painful, and how we lost her, and having the media and the social media, all the news reporters, the police. We had the reporters trying to get their cameras into the house, trying to get photos of us, trying to get photos of the family. They had the media at the front of our house. They had the media at the back of our house. They were leaving cards asking if I could talk to them of what happened. Being judged by the whole freaking damn country. That memory will never ever leave never leave my life at all. And it's still I guess still fresh. Well, it's always going to be fresh in my mind. And but anyhow, it doesn't matter because I'm fairly a strong person. Yes, I'm the type of person that holds all my own thoughts. I'm not really good at expressing my feelings at all. It's just, I could just imagine if anyone had been in my shoes, I don't know how people deal with it, but and I think that's what gets me through life, because I comfort those feelings more than anything. And I just overwhelm it with the time that we did have Isabel with us, which was only that 2 years. But I tell you, people, those 2 years, she had so fulfilled our life, because even though that she was only 2, and all those things that she done in her whole 2 years while she was with us, it's just overwhelming, because she had such a strong personality, a really, really strong personality, and she also had an attitude as well. There was a time where Danny her dad had growled her for something. I can't remember what it was, but he growled her, and she just like ran into my bedroom and more or less slammed the door on him. Or if she got a growling or telling off by somebody, which she hardly ever did, she'll like have her back up, and at that young of age, that's what she was like. I knew what kind of personality that she was going to have, and it's just her personality, her whole attitude, and her she had of any kid, even out of all my older kids, yes, I mean, if that girl could have ate a whole pound of sugar, she would have, because she had the sweetest tooth ever. My eldest daughter, Antonia, and she also has a sweet tooth. And there was one time where I walked into our kitchen, and where our pantry cupboard is, it's off the ground about that much. So anyway, I happened to walk into the kitchen, and I seen our pantry door open, and I happened to look down, and I seen Isabel's feet. And I knew that she was up to something. So anyhow, I crept up behind her, and then as I opened up the door, she had a big jar of Nutella in her hand, and she had her fingers in the jar eating all the Nutella, and it was like all over her face, all over her chest. And I just like looked at her, and she looked at me, and obviously she knew how to put on those puppy-eyed looks. So I just like says to her, right, you can finish the rest of that Nutella off, you can lick it off all your fingers, lick it off all your face, but that's it. So I took it off her, and I think by the time she was already filled up with all that Nutella. So I mean, the things that she used to get up to, people. This here is a locket. This is what Danny bought for me, and I've got a little picture. No one knows about this photo except for my family and also Danny. I never tell them that, but I got her little photo in there, and it's kind of funny too, because like when all my grandchildren, when they were born, and when they were still little babies, where I could hold them, they used to put this in his mouth and like really chew on it, and it's got, you can't see it, but it's got all their little tooth marks on there. So I also got them on there as well. So but this is gonna go down into my grave with me. So yeah, so I carry this with me everywhere I go. It's my life. It's like my little safeguard with me, and I know that Isabel's close to me. And if there's any prayers that needs to be said. I always hold her in my hands tight, and I kiss her every night before I take this off. And I've got her like a big photo, her photo on my drawer, and I put it beside her. So before I take it off, and I say a little prayer every night. So yeah. So yeah. So anyway, that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna be celebrating her birthday on Saturday. We're going to. I've got 16 big helium balloons. Like I said, I'm going to be picking those up. Going to get her favourite cake, which is the Freddo. It's just going to be that was her favourite cake was the Freddo ice cream cake. So I'm going to be picking that up. We're also going to be having lunch. Like I said, unfortunately, her father will not be here. He's obviously at work. But yeah, so you know, it's I don't know if I'm, like I said, people that has lost loved ones, and they say it gets easier. Yeah, it does. It does get easier. Of course, you've got to come to learn to live with it. But like I said, once again, it's like it's always this year. It's always around this time of this year where I start sort of going into my own space and have that moment with just her and I. And yeah, another thing is when we lost Daniel, he's our youngest, he's my youngest. He was only maybe about 1 or a little bit over 1, and I used to dread the time to where he got older, to where he could understand what happened to her. And I always thought every time when he gets to that age to where I'm going to have to tell him what happened. And so yes, he's at that age to where I did tell him. I might have told him a couple of years what happened to his sister, because that's his only full sister. He also has other brothers and sisters, but from a different father. But he sees them as his very own blood. And I've always wondered in the back of my head how he feels of what happened. But he's a strong little thinker too. He holds himself up pretty, you know, he can show his emotions only if he needs to, which is hardly ever. But when I had told him what happened to his sister, he sort of went quiet, but I explained it in every detail as much as I can. I left nothing out for him to understand, so he understands that now. And I think he said that he's sad because he didn't get to know Isabel as he would have loved to. And he used to talk about little things like, oh, I wonder what it'd be like if Isabel was here. Would we have arguments? Would we have fights? Would we, you know, all those things run through their minds as well as mine. And that part there is sort of it helps me because, and I'm so glad that Daniel was at that age too, where he was only a baby when we lost her, so he doesn't feel that much grief like me and my other children and Danny does. So which is a saviour for him, because I know my older children, I know they live with it as well, because, like, you know, Isabel, they knew their little sister as well. Not as Daniel, not as much, but like I said, because he was a baby. But I'm a fairly strong person. Like I said, when it comes to difficult feelings and emotions like that, I know how to deal with it each time, especially at these times of the year. So So yeah, but yeah, I tell you people, I tell you that little girl has such a sweet tooth. And she had a real character about her too. I mean, like I said, she really fulfilled those 2 years that she was with us. And just little things like her being a little sneaky. There was a time when my eldest daughter, Antonia, she was living at home at the time, but she was working, and because that daughter also has a sweet tooth of her own. But anyhow, she went to work one day, and she left. These are their favourite lollies, especially the white ones. My daughter loves the white ones. Anyway, she had a little box that she left at home when she was at work one time, and while she was at work, Isabel found her little stash in her room, and she had I think she ate about 3 of them. And what she'd done, she ate the 3 of them, and she threw the wrapping underneath her sister's bed. Anyhow, his sister got home and she goes, "Mum, where's Isabel?" I went, "Oh, I don't know." She was mucking around, and then she goes, and she put out her hand. She goes, "I found the wrappings under her bed." She didn't hide them very well. So anyhow, her sister wasn't upset. She was like, she thought it was kind of funny. And then just little things like that, people, little things like that comfort me and makes me happy, and it just overshadows all the things that happen. So, and that's how I deal. That's how I deal with each time. And her birthday, like I said, her birthday she's going to be 16 on Saturday. And when it comes to things like that, the day of her passing, those are the 2 hardest things in my life, is those 2 days. So yeah, so anyhow, so that's what I done today. I'm going to get that photo done of her. I'm going to do like a little memory thing up for her on our table. Just get her some little balloons, get her little photos and that, and put them together. We're going to get her favourite cake, which is a Freddo ice cream cake. That was her favourite cake. And then we're going to lit off her balloons. So far, we're still allowed to lit the helium balloons off. It hasn't came. It's not legal yet, not yet in this country, so we're still allowed to lit them off. Initially, we were supposed to go to a park, but because our weather's going to be looking shitty and raining on the weekend, so we decided to have her birthday here. So yeah, so that's pretty much it, people. It's just sad. But anyway, I'm going to finish with this video. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. Don't forget to hit the notification and also subscribe. So I will catch you in my next video. So you guys have a good one wherever you are, and hope you are COVID free. By the way, we're going to be getting our vaccine on Thursday, myself and my daughter. We're going to be getting the first dose, and then the second dose. I think I said that on my last video, so yeah. But anyway, I will catch you in my next vlog, and yeah, so be good, be kind, be humble, share love, and adios amigos. See you guys.